Welcome to the Great Christmas Light Fight after the fight episodes, where we talk about the Great Christmas Light Fight that we just saw on Monday. We tell you guys what we think, and tonight we have Keith with us, as always, and David Peace, because like me, now that I could say it, has been on the Great Christmas Light Fight and has some
It is
insights.
public.
Yes. And I am sorry that I've had to lie on this show about not knowing things. I know everything. So does Keith, because he was at my filming.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. And Monday, I'm sorry to Todd for saying Wired Watts when it's Wizard of Wire. Wizard of Wire.
It's not Wired of Watts?
Huh?
I think he said Wired of Watts.
Yeah, it was Wired of Watts. But it's actually Wizard of Wire. And he's the one who helped me make my sphere for the top of my tree. Mm-hmm. He does some cool wireframe stuff. All right, so let's get into last night's episode of the Great Christmas Light Fight. The first one, which threw us for a loop, was Carter's episodes were first.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to have the first people you saw last night on the show just in a little bit. We're going to talk to them, but we found it better to discuss the show without contestants. So, because last week we were a little hesitant on what we would say and had a really fast episode because we were just more talking to Jordan. But we wanted to talk about the episode. I think the Miranda's house was pretty awesome. I love how they did a new rendition of David's Pea Steaks.
So that was before our episode had even aired, so that was their own unique design. It wasn't even inspired by us. But they, I did go out there. I think I told you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I met the Mirandas at Christmas Expo last year, and they showed me a little video of their display. I'm like, oh wow, this is rad. They have like this. You saw in the episode. The pitch on their roof is ridiculous. It's like 80 degrees, and it just creates this huge canvas that's just really you have to see it in person really to get the full scale of it. It's impressive.
Yeah, the whole yard outline and everything like that. Everything was so detailed, and they even like had the 3D printed kind of stuff to make everything really, precise the way he wanted it. It was an amazing display.
Yeah, it was really nice. But they kind of threw me for a loop. I swore before I watched the episode they won. Because they had Carter back at their house like this week, right?
and his wife and his daughter, and I was like 95% sure that they had won. Plus I had seen it in person, so I'm like, okay, well this is an amazing display for one, but second of all, I was really analyzing the things they were saying, and Carter showing up at their house like 3 days before their episode airs. Like,
yes. Yeah, that's kind of suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Carter also really loved The Matrix. Like, I don't know, I felt like he mentioned it like 12 or 6 times. It was just like, he was just mentioning The Matrix. He loved the music. I mean, I don't know the judge really mentioned the music that often. He was kind of like in love with that.
So make sure to mention that when the Mirandas get on. They have a fun story about Sia and the music with Carter.
Yeah, the Candy Cane Lane. That's interesting choice of the song. It's a popular one for my show this year, I'll tell you.
We will get back to that when they get on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fun story.
Yeah, their house was cool. Based off everything else I saw before this episode, after they're seeing their house, I swore they won for sure. Watching the episode, I was like, oh, they got this. What house did they go to next? Did they go to Florida next?
Yeah, they. I think it was Florida. It was the Diargo family.
I'm pulling it up right now.
They're the one that like it was like sparkles. It was like they had the wood deer out front.
Oh, okay.
Yep, no, that was
that was Nevada, wasn't it? That was Las Vegas?
Yeah, Las Vegas. Thank you. That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That house, I don't know. It just didn't have
It was all about the inside in that
Yeah.
house. It was two big things in the outside, the deer and the gingerbread. That was the only two comments. Oh,
Yeah,
and the fence.
gingerbread were cool. I like the
Yes.
gingerbread idea.
Mm-hmm.
When my gingerbread decide to finish breaking all the way, my resin ones, I might go into that foam gingerbread style. That I like that. That was cool.
I will say though that their property there's no dark areas on their property.
Their property is fully covered. But I know the people from the Great Christmas Light Fight listen to this. I hate when you go inside houses.
Mm-hmm. There's at least one every episode this year.
Light fight. I absolutely hate the inside of house episodes.
You're not their target demographic.
Yeah, that's definitely for the young or the older. I don't know what demographics for. It's not for us.
I don't know anybody that'd be like, wow, that inspires me to decorate the shit out of the inside of my house. Because I don't know.
Though I did like in the second episode, there was a house I liked with the inside, the train room. I like that.
Okay. Yes, the train room was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It was cool, but it's not what the show's about. It's about lights. The light fight. It's not the Great Christmas Light decorating fight show.
It's all about do it yourself too, like the deers, the gingerbreads. You know, the house had it outside, not much inside.
Yeah, that wasn't. I don't know.
The guy looks like a pretty legit Santa too.
He does. Mm-hmm. He would be a legit Santa for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love that house that much. That was
the glitter bombing too. Just like it's just so much glitter in that episode.
So wait, so how do you think they did the Nutcracker intro?
Oh, it was just glitter inside. You saw her fill the little.
But how did they get it to shoot out?
Oh,
there was probably some dude that just went like this.
Oh no!
Nutcracker's mouth.
Yeah, it's just the angle, probably the crack. I mean, I bet you if you got one right now and did it, you would get sort of that kind of look. I bet it was just sort of kind of funneled in a way that it just spewed it out that way.
Oh, maybe it was a plastic.
Yeah. Oh, it was definitely like glass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking it was glass.
No, I think it was plastic.
So it would smash it and push it out. Okay, maybe that makes a little more sense.
Yeah. That was a cool effect, though. I mean, I bet the guy that was filming that was in love with that.
Imagine how many times they had to film that, though.
Yeah. At least 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. But they probably have those little keyboard
7 of those ornament things ready.
Yeah.
You know, they got those little keyboards cleaners, you know, the air cans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that seemed like too much effort. Yeah. There was only 2 DIY do-it-yourself things in that house, so.
And technically, one full-on DIY thing. The other thing was that Westfield or something that wood cutout website, because those deers were just one of those cutout patterns that you could purchase online.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've kind of seen those templates before.
So next was Florida, right?
Yeah, the Saul family.
Saul family.
Yeah, the ones that won. Which I feel like that house was awesome. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like that should have won. It had a good story. It had themes. It had so much resonating things that I felt like was so much like your house in a way, you know? I liked it.
Yeah. I would have been okay if they didn't promote the animal part of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I heard those camels cost $1,000 an hour.
No, camels. That's.
Is this a different episode?
Yeah, this is a different.
2 zebras.
No, that was a.
Now I'm scrubbing. No, that's the episode. Yeah,
they had a camel and 2 zebras.
They had a train though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some premium rental animals right there.
You think they rented them?
I don't know.
It looked like they had this set up for them. I think the way that train looked very commercial. See, the one thing I liked that house, it was good for it, but I feel like it was borderline should have been a heavy hitter.
It was big.
It looked like more of a commercial type of
It was definitely like one that you normally would ride that train through the whole way. Like that, I doubt anybody gets out and sees the displays like Carter did. Up
Yeah,
close
that's what
like
I'm saying.
that.
I feel like they truck people through on that
Mhm.
train and maybe even charge a fee because
Mm-hmm.
like they were talking about how they rent out. The mom's job is like runs an event business on the property for like weddings and stuff.
Oh
And they
yeah.
just have a
So I
pet.
feel like maybe the Christmas thing was a money generator. So I
Mhm.
feel like maybe they should have been in a heavy hitter episode.
Mm.
But I hate to say it for the Mirandas, but I think they legitimately won though,
Yeah.
based off the houses they were set up with.
She was so modest about the million lights too. Like right when Carter kind of got out and they're saying, "Hey, how many lights do you have?" She was like, "Oh, like a million or something like that." And then he just like erupted saying, "Like, guys, we got a million here!" And it's, I just love that. It's like, whereas like the episode just the week before, it was like they no, not even. It was the week before that
Yeah.
was the big focus was like the million.
The Million White House.
100,000, the million house that won, and like,
Yeah.
and this was so modest. That wasn't what the thing was about. It was about this other kind of like beach theme, the carnivals, the live nativity scenes. Yeah,
It's massive, though.
they had
The thing is too
candles,
is
but
like Carter got all excited about the kissing Santa, and,
yeah,
right, and the carnival stuff. But
I thought
again,
that was
that was
pretty
from
cool.
that website. It's all patterned. Like, yeah, it's cool you made it, but like, that's all a patterned project.
That wasn't a custom thing.
No,
Oh,
it was
now I think it's less
literally
cool.
follow the pattern, cut it out, build it. You could order the motor from their website, and
yeah,
paint it. It's like a paint the number thing. You draw this line and you paint the colors like it says to in the plans. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
That
I
was.
feel like,
You're right, though. It was a very, very big display for a normal kind of residential
yeah,
competition.
it was like 15 acres. They said, yes, it was 100-acre ranch. 15 acres were used just for the display.
and I feel like 15 acres was that number they were using a lot to distinguish heavy hitters.
Yeah, you're right. That was like what every single episode of the heavy hitters. That's what it was. Yeah, the acreage. And
Yeah, so
I mean, they were also measured by storage. They mentioned like how they had 550. They said tractors or something, but it was 53-foot trailers. So I mean, geez.
but I've seen in past seasons people using semi trailers for storage.
No, I know that's a normal thing, but I mean, 5 of them. That's quite a bit. So that's kind of just shows you the heavy hit side of it.
Yeah, but it's still, I think, legitimately won for what it was up against.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't feel like it should have been in that same category, but
well, I mean, again, the Light Fight show, they need to. It's all about the rating, so they got to have the variation, right?
Yeah,
yeah, it was.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't.
Maybe
it wasn't enough to be a heavy hitter. So yeah,
right on the edge.
Yeah,
and then we had one more house, right?
Yeah, the belt trans. I'm butchering all these names. I'm real sorry, everyone. But yeah, the Beltrans. That was. I'm sorry, I didn't write where they were from, but that house was really interesting. It had all the roof stuff. They they had the ladder conversation. I love that part. Carter's like going up the ladder, the other guy's on the other ladder, and they're like talking about like how everything's put on the roof and the kind of pyramid. I call it pyramid style, but I guess stepping style is what he called it.
Yeah.
And the platforms.
I think they were in Southern California.
I feel like that was right. But there was like so many, the next episode, other than another one too, in California, Nevada, that won.
Yeah.
So I think this is a classic example of like, it looks great. Like there's no doubt about it. But I mean, the skill necessary to do a display like that is, I'm going to go on Amazon and buy a bunch of stuff and plug it in,
Yeah.
That was the tradition.
I didn't see any DIY stuff really. It looked like a bunch of bought stuff that you just, put on the house, and it looks good. It looks good, but not a lot of. It's not difficult. It's not hard to do.
But the show is not necessarily a DIY show.
Fair. It's fair.
It's not on. It's not on.
But if you have Carter and you're DIY, you have a better chance of winning because Carter's all about the DIY.
Yes. Yes.
I I especially liked the mother's story about why she does this. It was so modest. It was just like, I just loved the season. I loved seeing the kids' joy, and that was it. It wasn't like, it wasn't like a long story about like, hey, I passed this down or something like that. Those stories are good too, but the modest stories that you don't hear that often are some of the best too.
Yeah, I think it was cool that they had their grandkids helping them.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
She did mention that it was basically, every year they would she would go buy the gifts, buy the props, bring them into the garage, kind of hide them from the husband. And then he would find it, days or hours later and be like, hey, we don't have room for it. And repeat every year.
Yeah. That's how it happens. So
yeah, exactly.
Might be how I got it to the point I was in.
I have a 3-car garage that I can no longer park things in, and an attic full of things as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucky for me, I have a shop.
Yeah, you have a ginormous 1-acre lot for your storage.
I've built a shed, but I might have to build more.
I have a pallet system now.
Yeah, you do.
I would definitely be 2 trailers, though. If I had to store them in semi-trailers, I would definitely be 2.
Mm-hmm.
To put it in perspective, JR's warehouse, when his stuff is stored in there, he has a massive amount of stuff. But when you go into the warehouse, which is also massive, it doesn't even, it just takes up a little corner.
True. It's well stacked, okay?
It's well stacked.
A couple 4x4 by 4 pallets stacked on top of each other.
It's a massive amount of stuff. Yeah.
I pack it well. Yes, because David was there before I even started setting up, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was freaking out a little bit for me.
I went there, I don't know, was it a month before or something like that?
Oh no.
And I'm like, how do you not have things set up yet?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JR has his process down. He's like, I'll set up 3 days before.
Yeah. It all worked out, man.
I was trying to get the film crew to film the whole setup.
He's just like, yeah, no, I do this every year. I know exactly how long this takes.
It's like the meme. Did anybody die? But did anybody die?
But did you die?
Yeah.
We might have came close.
Yeah.
But okay, let's
second episode.
Let's get into the second episode because we could get our guest on because they're in Oklahoma, so it's kind of late for them.
Yeah. Okay, so the Cottrell family, the 89-year-old that's been doing it since like the 40s.
In Nevada.
That was awesome.
I do like how he hung his deer on the tree with the rebar.
No, that was no,
never mind. That
Robert.
I said Nevada, you said yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't write any of these locations down. I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So this is the old guy that was doing it on like his ranch, right?
Yes.
With his daughter and like son-in-law or something.
Yeah, he had to start the show. He had like a corn dehusker thingy. It was just so awkward.
Just real quick, do you guys get the impression that Tanya understands the technical, the science, like everything behind the Christmas lights, like way more than Carter?
Sometimes it's definitely.
She like dives into these details.
Yeah,
and Carter's like, oh.
I also think she understands the nuances of like the themes and the decorations and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think she's super into the how,
Yeah. And Carter's super into how'd you make it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I look forward to more and more of her episodes every year. I feel like,
except for so far in the last 2, she hasn't picked the house I thought she would pick.
You didn't think that this house on this one should the one?
Say this one. I said the last 2.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The heavy hitter.
You love this one. It's
completely wrong. I thought.
Yeah, we'll get to that house. Yeah, that house was cool. But yeah, this one was the hayride. They had the hayride. Oh, my precious. I like how he said instead of a mega tree, he called it the flagpole tree. It had like a history to it. He's like, his wife was like, yeah, we saw a flagpole tree one day and she said, let's make one. And then they did it. I was like, holy, that's awesome. Flagpole
Because
tree.
in their eyes, that wasn't a mega tree. That was
No.
a flagpole tree you see at like the home and garden show.
Mm-hmm.
But a flagpole seller shows you how you can put the Christmas lights on it.
Yeah.
Like at Trans World had the flagpole guys there with the flagpole tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was him. His words were kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, lots of like the stuff he built. Yeah, he
I
was
love
definitely.
how Tanya called it a mullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the back, because he's like, it looks this way, and then it's so much complicated in the back or something.
Yeah.
That shit. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, it was like good looking in the front, and then it was like a party in the back. She said, I was like, wow.
That was good. Yeah, it was just old school, like wood, and then just kind of drilling the holes and then putting in the minis. Yeah.
Very time consuming.
Yeah. That's dedication.
I think, that house did have a very old school Christmas feel to it. Like
definitely.
Like they've been doing it that way for years, and he hasn't upgraded in the last 10 to 15 years at all.
No, there was lights that they met. I think it was the flagpole tree that they said the lights were there for 40 years.
Well, you noticed they were the old school mini lights that had
Yeah.
plastic flower around them.
Yeah.
Those are like so old.
I'm trying to scrub through the episode right now, so
yeah, that's what.
You know, we can't ever get a third host on here that could do their job.
I know.
Watch the episode of last.
Well, I was so concentrated on seeing the Mirandas, and I didn't watch the other one.
You know, our first episode of this
series.
fight, Brian was watching it while we were recording.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Episode 2, Jordan just watched himself. So,
well, yeah.
Next year, I'm just gonna watch myself.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now we got another third person on the show.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't have that much notes about the display itself. There's just a lot of do it yourself, and so much of it. The biggest notes I have about it is just the odd stuff that happened. You know, like Tanya jumping on the tractor at the end, the random snow. I was like, did that come from a machine?
Tanya was into driving tractors. I could have had her drive mine.
I know. I was like, well, now that I know the backstory of things, I'm like, I wonder how many calls the insurance company had to make, like the insurance calls to do that.
I don't think Tanya has any fear. Every episode you see, she just like hops right onto those like random janky DIY things, and she's like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Yeah. I didn't have any random janky DIY.
Thank God.
I didn't mean yourself.
Thank God. Everything was just full jank. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it wasn't random.
Yeah.
Completely purposeful janky.
Yeah.
So the house after that, was it Mike Jones?
The Hudgens family.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one with like all the little gingerbreads that were like the family members.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool though.
Yes,
it was all the cutouts.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool way to start the show with pressing the buttons.
Yeah,
because I'm actually watching it right now.
Yeah,
good job.
The display houses too, the small little houses.
Yeah,
that you can
those
look
were
into.
nice.
They're so awesome. So awesome.
Up until this point, this was the house I picked.
Yeah, I was feeling it too. They had a little bit of animatronics in it, and that's kind of something in my heart right now. And like, yeah, the blow molds are really cool, and like the technique to restore them, the heating. Yeah. I mean, I never even heard of anything like that.
That kind of caused a little controversy on the nation page. Little people will be like, I don't know about that, and then I guess Jordan, who we had on last week, ruined a ghost with a little too much heat.
Ooh.
But apparently that is the correct way by multiple sources on how to paint your blow molds, is to heat them up a little bit, because it helps get the oils and stuff off of them. So you could get the paint to stick to them. Oh, I'm gonna have
to get that cool story Rudolph sound effect.
You know what?
It's cool story.
Like
hey.
Molds, okay.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? It adds a traditional feel to your display.
Absolutely. I love
JR, I agree. I totally felt like this was going to win it at this point. Cause like she even said like it was such an elegant display. Like, I don't know. I listened to what the judges are saying, what the focus is. And it was just all these like elegance, these little nuances. And she was focusing on them.
And they
like
added Tanya into the gingerbreads.
at the very end, and she loved the gingerbread at the end. I love how like, I don't know if you caught that, but she already ate the foot. And like, so she went for the mouth and you could kind of see that the foot was, she's like, I loved it. It's like, yeah, she did.
That's cool. I mean, at least, you know, the thing had the theme and everything kind of tied together.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Mm-hmm. Definitely one of my favorites so far this year.
And then, are we on to the next house?
Yeah, definitely.
I wanted to have the sound effect for this, but I couldn't get it on my board. I really wanted to add Mike Jones. I wanted to add that rapper, little Mike Jones, Mike Jones thing to add it to my soundboard. That didn't do it.
Oh, man.
If I had that name, oh my God.
I know.
That song sequence to my display.
Ooh, that arch is cool.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the fourth house. But yeah, we can talk about the Joneses.
Was it the fourth house?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah. We'll talk about the last one last because it won.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how he turned it on and it looked static.
Yes.
And then started his show. I thought that was a cool like thing. Especially for LOR like show where it looks like it's all mini lights.
I love how it was so much of pixels and AC, and it was such a good sequence in general. Like, I really felt it, you know, and like, I don't know, I got some stats here, 336,000 channels. So, you know,
that looks really rad.
Yeah.
They didn't win?
Huh?
No.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Those trees with the red and white going up, that looks so good.
I feel like they kind of missed out. That you were saying about the Joneses, but like I think they should have done the little drummer boy maybe, because like the whole theme being the drummer with their family and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I do like how they started it too. With
that
was very cool. Hey, look who added it in.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking and just like, it's 11:04. He's like, oh.
It happens. Okay, we're not actually quite done, so you could listen to us talk about the last house on Tanya's episode.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
So,
yeah, want to
the
go
last house? Well, it was the third one, but the one that won from Novato. I did like how he did the blow molds on the rebar. That was kind of a cool thing. How they hung off the tree.
Oh, the deer! It was such an organic shape to it. I really liked that. It was like lifting up.
Are you there yet, David?
Yeah, no, I'm scrubbing through it as we speak. So, I've been reading about this Santa Claus. Everybody's really into the Santa Claus.
Oh, with the elbow.
I was a little.
It had that too.
That one.
I was a little bummed that they claimed to make that.
That they made the blow mold.
Yeah, I think that Santa that had movement.
Cut it.
Yeah,
I was a little bummed that they said that, because that is actually just a rare blow mold. You could have bought it with that movement already.
You know, you need to do there's what is it where they debunk myths? You need to do it for Light Fight. What's that website?
Mythbusters?
Yeah, Mythbusters.
Yeah. When you lie on Light Fight, I will prove you wrong.
Yeah, that's coming at you.
No, like Politico.
Politico.
Like,
oh no, we don't want to get political.
No, Christmasco.com, and you'll have a truthometer.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just saw your house, JR.
House.
Your house.
Where?
On the end of this episode, it just showed your house.
No, it didn't.
Yes. Okay, so they showed an ad of mine on this, like the same
I didn't see that. I watched it to the very end.
Okay, hold on. I just saw your house. No joke.
You can always share a screen too, so everyone else can see it.
I will share you in just a second.
But yeah, other than that, the whole idea of the dad recovering from a stroke and stuff like that was a good kind of, that it's admirable. It's pretty cool. How the daughter kind of just took it over and had I think father-in-law or somebody, nephew that came in and helped. I mean, that's great.
I like the train inside, but that was the only inside thing. I really hate
Yes.
side of the house stuff.
But did you realize there's always one inside house each episode? You know, so somebody's thinking about this. You know, they're like, yeah, we got to have at least one.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's not necessarily the story of it, you know, because it's all about the outside still.
Yeah.
But they want to still try to get that certain select people that are into those little like small village houses that they do under the trees and stuff like that. So that's for those things are for them.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought they deserved to win. They did a cool outside display.
They totally.
I think in gen. Oh, yep. Oh no, it has your topper. But
No, that was the mega. No, that was the episode before. He's talking.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think here's what I think about the inside. I think they, you know, there's a certain level of variation that they need on their shows. They probably thought that they needed to add something in, so it was a little bit different. So, you know, what they need to do is just, you know, new applicants need to kick it up a notch with their uniqueness. They gotta try new things, try different things.
Yeah.
And decorate the inside of their house.
but
that's it. If you want to be on the Great Christmas Light Fight, do your light show inside your house.
That would be different.
That would probably work too.
It probably would.
But like, I don't know. I've especially this episode or this whole like last two episodes, I just got so much inspiration. I feel like what the theme of the show should do, especially for people like us that are in the lighting community, is that we should get inspiration from all this. You know, this should drive us to do better for our own show and for our own communities and stuff like that. And like, if it does, you know, that's how I feel.
Well, Keith, but 3 of the 4 people in here have been on the show.
I know.
Actually 2. And JR may or may not be on a future episode.
I get it, but I'm saying
I'm allowed to say it now. I will be on a future episode.
Okay, isn't that's they don't do secrets anymore.
No?
It's- we were the first season for that.
Yeah. Because
I know
somebody
JR
else on their
knows
season
why.
broke the rules.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, they told us like 2 weeks after we filmed or something. Oh, by the way, it's not a secret anymore. You can tell
After we
people.
took all that time to make it a secret.
Yeah.
All cryptic, like, come to our house. We're having something televised. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks afterwards, it's fine. You can tell everybody.
The thing is, they're like, try to get as many people as you can there, but don't tell them. I'm like, if
No,
I could just tell them what it was, I would have like thousands of people.
Right, exactly. I'm curious if they still tell people that because
Yeah, they still give you the televised Christmas or whatever it said, nationally televised Christmas show or something.
they told us. I swear they have like email
Holiday
templates or something that they're
Yeah.
using. 'Cause we got an email, I don't know, a month ago saying, oh, you know, here's finally your air date, or no, actually,
You can finally.
yeah. Here's your air date. You can start making plans, but don't tell anybody on social media. I'm like, why not? Like,
Well,
they all know we're on the show already.
Well, they made it sound like you can finally tell people that you're on the show. I'm like, no, you okayed that last year. So there's nothing different that you're saying for me to do right now.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. That was probably the
actual-
email David got too.
Yeah.
They just haven't updated.
I'm honestly, I don't think that the staff is probably too big over at Light Fight. You know, you're probably talking about 4 or 5 regulars and a lot of contractors, is my guess. So they probably, you know, have these templates and they send them out every year because that's easier.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
sure.
what they do. They don't revise them.
So Keith, I don't know if we told you about this part. Do you have any questions for them prepared? We just winging it.
Yeah, we're just gonna win it, brother. I guess I did have one question that somebody wanted me to ask you. It was ask about the Psy song in Carter. You have a story about that?
Yeah,
You
song.
mean the one that they didn't show on the episode at all?
Oh, so that wasn't the actual song that you
So that was the
sequenced?
song, but it
Okay.
wasn't. They took 2 sequences and they mashed them together and put the Sia song over it.
Okay, because I did notice the mouth movements were totally not synced correctly. It was like the episode before, they spent so much time with that globe and syncing the voice and everything. And then it felt like, yeah, they spent the whole song was almost the whole thing. But yeah, it wasn't, I didn't feel like I was actually watching the light show.
I would actually
No.
say that most of the sequence that they showed, like the kids jumping on the screen and pretty much anything with green on the house,
Was like
was
the-
from a different song.
The red
different
and
sequence.
the red and green was from "I've Got the Joy," but they used that like in the next episode. Someone else used that song, so
Mhm.
I guess they decided not to.
Yeah, the episode that you guys just watched, they used "I've Got the Joy," so I think it would have been weird to do that twice.
Yeah.
So they opted to go with Candy Cane Lane, but then show sequences from I Got the Joy. So I don't know.
But then they cut out all of the stuff I did with Sia. I did a lot of, there was, Sia was on the tree, Sia was on the.
Oh yeah, you did
really?
a lot of custom
Sia,
pixel animation.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I
And in
had-
fact,
Didn't even
that's what
show-
Carter posted that on his Instagram just like yesterday, I think. He posted on his Instagram like some
So
selfie he
let's
I'm
talk
took
about
with-
excited, she's coming.
Yeah.
You had
And they
Carter
didn't show any
and
of
his
it.
wife, Amy Smart, show up to your house, and their daughter show up to your house 3 days before your episode airs.
I know, right? Because they're buddies.
And
That's
you
what I'm
didn't win. I was analyzing everything you guys said in every one of our conversations. I was, like I said, I'm like 95% sure you guys had won.
You did the same thing to us, so.
No, I didn't tell anyone anything on ours. But yours,
I didn't tell anybody.
well, okay, so you had like the big party planned, you had Carter come to your house, like all of the things added up to you had won. So I was very disappointed. Plus your house looked amazing. It was just very, very cool.
I know, I'm trying to get him to finish editing the footage that we took last year of the show so you can actually see what the sequence looked like. 'Cause
That'd be great.
it's
Yeah, I think ABC needs to release like all the footage they film.
right?
Behind the scenes things and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, they cut out. I mean, a lot.
They give
I
you
actually-
a video camera, and I went through tapes. Like, they're like, like as soon as you use it up, let us know. I went through tapes and tapes, rolls of tapes, recording stuff. I was building things, and like they might have used 10 seconds,
They're funny. They hired
hours.
so was the night of or the day after, they hired a local drone videographer guy to come to the house, and he spent hours outside, and we weren't going to be there, and we had
Oh, that's when we had to post something. That's where we probably got you the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
shut down their house.
Yeah, we
because
shut
had
down
to
our
drone the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so he comes out, he films for hours in the freezing cold.
Yeah, we couldn't. tell
And then
you
he calls
why.
us up a couple of days later, and he's like, "Oh, the show needs me to come back and take some more footage." If you look at the
Well,
episode,
that's gotta suck because then you have the hey, either you won or we need to do pickup shots.
right?
And you're
Yeah,
like, oh, they're coming back. You
Well,
know?
do you know how we knew that we didn't win? And the show actually, we talked to him about it because I guess they were a little mad at Carter. So he posted on his Instagram that he was home like for the season, you know.
He's like, it's so great to be home and be done at last. And we're like, oh.
Oh no.
He didn't come to our
I guess
house.
he's not coming over. I guess we lost.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Not that way.
I know, I'm looking.
Yeah, the show didn't tell us for like another 10 days or something after
No.
that.
oh man,
Um,
that would.
Yeah.
So
suck.
what was your guys' initial reaction when they gave you the call?
Well, we kind of, we had
Pretty
figured it
smart.
out already. So we already pretty much knew. So we were just like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, we were in the car on a trip or a cheer trip for our daughter, and yeah,
The kids are in the back. It's all on speakerphone. And I'm like, shh. We lost, kids.
But we knew, but, we knew going into it too. We're like, you just look at the stats. Like light shows just don't frequently win, right? Like it is what
there's
it is.
stats against you, but
I mean, yes. I mean, statistically maybe, but your show is quite.
Yeah, your show is pretty awesome.
quite
Yeah.
amazing.
oh,
I mean,
thank
it's-
you.
it's-
We did have some innovative stuff, but I swear they cut all that out. Like anything there's a lot of things that we did. They just
The Falcon controller got in though. You
Oh, yeah.
naming the Falcon controller.
And that was completely staged too. She's not even sitting at a desk. They like
Yeah.
they had her pull a chair into the middle of the room and like a little plastic thing that she's pretending to type on so that they could get the shot with both of us in there.
Yeah. Well,
You don't have two computers and work together at the same time.
yeah, back to back.
we actually do work back to back.
Okay.
But it's the way it's set up. It wasn't good lighting, and we were.
No.
Oh,
It never is.
They couldn't have taken the shot. The room
Yeah.
wasn't big enough.
Even with the like reflector.
They wanted us like this, like, hi, honey. You know.
Yeah.
This works.
The part, like, hey.
Hey.
So about a week before the Mirandas were going to film, me and Lee Lindquist went over to their house.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It was I think it was exactly a week.
I think it was exactly a week. And I have
You're
a
not
video that I would like to share with the
Wait,
world.
hold on. They got you a week ahead of time.
Oh no! Oh, David, come on!
And I actually flew out to Oklahoma just to
This doesn't look good, David.
This time.
This is see Lee, and then you
I dual purposed a trip.
And Lee too.
No,
This doesn't look good.
So no, Lee's up in Kansas. He's in Wichita. So we drove down to see the Mirandas. Now, I met the Mirandas at Christmas Expo last year, and they're like, "No, we'll never go on the Great Christmas Life. I'm way too busy. And here you go.
Yeah, but what? So what did you see? Because you're talking about being so busy. What did you see a week before the show when you came?
I have a video to show right now.
Did you see any lights?
No.
No, I didn't see any lights.
Okay.
That's working.
You were giving me a bad that you came to see me 3 weeks before. I had no lights up, but you went to them a week ahead of time and they didn't have lights up.
Oh, you know what's crazy is I brought
lights were up, nothing worked. Like
I brought out my drone to
take
some video, and I took some drone video of their dark house.
Wasn't it snowing or something?
It was very much.
Oh, and they got drone video?
Oh, David. God, for shame.
I brought my drone to your house. I didn't use it.
Yes, you did.
Stole my wire also.
Yeah, David JR went and got like a wire for you and everything.
Okay, so I am going to share my screen really quick.
Oh man, I've seen this video. It's terrible.
Hopefully the audio comes through. You guys let me know. Can you see my video here?
Yes.
Same issues as before, Pastel.
So this is debugging a P10 panel.
So your top right, half of the top right panel.
Here's Lee.
Actually, except for the last, looks like 2 vertical columns.
Looks like
Christmas
Easter.
light in history. This is Mark Miranda before he's famous.
Oh, no, actually, I guess it's
Debugging his P10 panels. It is November 12th, 2018.
My dad had replaced
1 week before his famous reveal. Almost there.
So this just goes to show.
Oh, memories.
It is.
That was a bad year for me.
It's never. Your light show is never ready.
Oh no.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I wish I had I wouldn't have videoed that, but like the minutes leading up to the reveal.
Oh man, that was rough.
Like, I mean, it was so close. It was so close to like not being pulled off. I've never seen him lose his cool like that. Like,
yeah, it was pretty bad. So I think you said the same thing happened to you, but like I think the SD card or something got corrupted on my FPP. Like,
yours did too?
Like an hour or something before.
So close.
Dude, that's identically what happened to mine. My SD card got corrupted right before, and there was no audio playing. All the settings got removed, and I couldn't figure it out. It was like 15 minutes before Tanya showed up that I got.
They told me they wanted me outside at like I think 5 or 5:15 because the crowd was supposed to start showing up at 5:30 or something like that, or 5 o'clock. I don't remember exactly, but I kept going out to the producer. I'm like, so what time do you really need me outside? And I remember coming out, and I finally got the FPP working, and then half the joy sign didn't light up because of a bad pixel.
Oh,
like, bad pixel wasn't there the night before. So there I am. I'm still not dressed. I'm just in like, street clothes, and I'm out there repairing a pixel as the crowd is already forming outside the house.
This sounds very familiar, JR.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
This just happened to JR.
Yeah. We had my producer asked me to turn my lights off because we were getting so close to Anya being there, and we still had them on because we were trying to make stuff.
Try to troubleshoot it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was down to the wire. It really was.
It's great how you like test everything and you go to sleep good because everything works. And then it comes to the day of, and it's like, what happened?
And channels somehow overlap that they weren't doing that before, and it's like, what the heck?
So did you guys re-render any sequences the day of?
I don't think we re-rendered anything.
Okay.
We did.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Some
yeah,
somebody re-rendered like a sequence that took normally like 30 minutes to render. They did that basically 20 minutes before starting the show.
Yeah.
And you said, Mark, that your iPad actually triggered the start.
Yeah, they told me we were the first.
Or he said that like never happens or something. He didn't want to put that on the show. He's like, this never actually works.
Yeah, he said we were the only house he could remember where what he did actually started the show.
And they didn't show. I mean,
but they didn't show any of it because we handed in the iPad and it had like the X Lights preview.
Oh, and with wristbands, we handed him a wristband that went with the show.
Oh, you had the wristbands.
Greg Brewster had already
we didn't know
aired,
that.
right? So they cut out our wristbands because they'd already showed his.
But they never even focused on his episode. Yeah.
Well, we made a big deal of it because we were like, they were like, how are you going to start the show? And we were like, well, first you have to put on your wristband. And then he made a comment. He was like, what? Does everybody have wristbands around here? And so everyone's like raising their hands. And,
yeah, it was just like the other one.
Oh, wow.
It all got cut. And then the iPad, there was a sequence kind of like
We told them like you could touch any major element on the screen and it would do something. So like if you
really?
Yeah, the mega tree, a little like mini sequence on the mega tree would come up, joy related, and then
Dude, that's so rad.
That is so awesome.
Gotta show a video of that.
Save joy for last, because when you hit joy,
we didn't tell them. Well, we told them we're gonna give you, we're gonna have you touch certain things, and then the show will start up. So so we had him touch like the snowflakes, and it was like the tree, candy cane. There were certain things he had to touch, but he could touch the wrong candy cane, and it would still light up like all the candy canes.
Was that like a native iPad app that you wrote, Mark?
No, I made an HTML page, and I was calling the REST API on FPP to launch I did like the image maps.
Yeah.
I took a screenshot of the layout in X Lights and then made a map out of it, and then just put the rest.
Oh, that's clever.
Very simple.
Yeah, and then when he hit the joy, it did it lit up the J, the O, and I made a little sound effects with each one, so it was like bzz, 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 and then
cool.
And they didn't show
none of that. Got cut.
Okay, you definitely need to edit a video together.
Yeah.
And I can do the joy part. I don't think we can do the other stuff, but we can do the joy.
You can just show your fingers. Just the video of your fingers.
Maybe.
Yeah, we definitely. That sucks. They took that out. That sounds cool.
It was.
And every time he hit one, like the crowd would be like, "Woo!"
Yeah, that's so weird. I mean,
and do something. We still have it somewhere.
The only thing I would think that why they wouldn't do it because it's not it doesn't have that boom like a big thing. But at the same time, but you have the like joy stuff. You have all that creates multiple Oz moments.
Yeah, I mean, we still run it with our show right now. We do the joy in front of. I got the joy songs. We'll run that first, and every time that goes off, like everyone's like, "Woo!" Like,
yeah, dang. We missed.
That's
opportunity.
That's so like different and like unique and cool.
Yeah.
I got that.
Interactivity, I think.
Now I'm so worried about mine.
Yes.
Like crap.
I
you don't know what they're gonna do. Like,
I dragged a Wi-Fi access point like across the street so that thing would work.
Yeah,
we should have done that. Yeah, we had it from the garage, and so there was an extra 100 feet. But you don't really think about how the fact that like all the other people are going to try to access.
I did think about that. So that's why I ran the cable out there.
He was right about everything. You got it covered though.
Yeah, that was good. The show was amazing, man. If you had to do it over again, would you? Like, I think that's a question people always kind of ask people that do on things like this.
Ooh.
I think you have to answer twice. Is if you know what you know now, would you do what you did? Or
yes.
would you do it twice in your life?
Well, there's so many. There's different factors in all of that because like had we known what they were going to do with the show, I think we probably. Like we actually asked that they wait a year. We did not want to go on for season 7. We wanted to be season 8. And they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until, ultimately we left it up to our kids and we said, look, it's very possible with traffic and everything that this next year would be the last year of the show. Do you still want to do this? And our kids said yes.
Of course they don't care. They're like, we want to be on TV. Yay!
Right. And so now we're living the aftermath of that.
I mean, we started living it before it even aired. Like
And it's been pretty rough the last few days. I mean, people see me around and they're just like, man, you look terrible.
Tired. You look better tonight. Like we actually got to come into the house at 9:30, and that was amazing.
And now we're keeping you up late so you could.
Oh, we're always up late, really.
Yeah,
it's just a difference between being up late, just like hanging out in the house, or
versus
and then being outside, like directing traffic, like
hoping that the neighbor doesn't come yell at you again. Like that's
stress.
Fun.
Yeah, and it's mainly the traffic. I don't think because that was one of the things we were worried about when we went to that forum thing we went to with the other people who've been on the Great Christmas Light Fight, was we were wondering about the traffic. And I think that was I asked the question, like, does it really increase your traffic? And they're like, no, not really.
Yeah, Christmas Expo, where we met you,
Expo,
David.
yes. And they all said, no, not really. No, it's the same.
They lied. Yeah, they lied.
They all lied. I talked to Greg Brewster yesterday because I was freaking out, and I was like, man, we don't know what we should do with the show tonight. We've got the watch party set up for the episode, and he was like, shut it down, man. Shut it down.
Give yourself a break. Yeah.
Nice.
That was good advice, because I don't think I would have enjoyed myself last night.
Hey, sometimes you got to turn it off for a little bit, recharge your own body, your mind, and, the show will be there.
Yeah. The Ryan Kaspercook was the one that suggested, he started doing just, time slots rather than all the time.
That's what Tom Betgeorge does too.
Oh, does he do that too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we started doing that, and it's brilliant. Like we run it just on the weekends from a certain time slot, and you guys have a through street, so it's a little bit more complicated, but limiting the time.
We need to pick some brains and figure out what we're going to do.
We had so much local press, magazines, newspapers, and they all asked for the hours of the show. So everybody is expecting the show to run nightly through the end of the year. So,
and if you don't live up to your contract,
right?
Yeah, right.
It feels like it's like I put people down
with our free show.
Yeah.
How dare we?
Get so angry over stuff. It's ridiculous.
Incoming Facebook hate.
But kind of back to your question, like I definitely would have done things differently. Like I would have gone for a little bit more wow factor or something, done something, one of the gimmicky things or something that somebody did, have Santa or, the fire trucks or whatever, like those types of things. Like we didn't do anything. We just ran our show as we always would.
And I mean, that was the thing that he came up with. He did that in like a day or two before. He's like, it's easy. I'll just put this together. It'll be fine.
I like them.
Yeah.
On the same page.
Yeah. You and JR did one and the same. Yeah.
Well, there's something to be said for this hobby, right? I mean, all of it is we in the light show biz, we make our own things, and the static shows they go to Walmart.
I thought you weren't a vendor.
Oh,
I've been meaning to ask you about that.
Wait.
What's that about?
I said we make our own things,
You
like
said
DIY.
light show biz.
Huh?
You said light show biz.
The light show biz. We 4 are all in the light show biz.
4, 5.
Not selling things. 5.
Can't count.
I see why you're not a vendor.
He was shorting everyone.
because we do it ourselves, right? And the static light shows, they go to Walmart and they go to Home Depot and they plug stuff in. So it's a totally different situation.
Mm-hmm.
I do like how you guys use the Lowe's Joy in your light show, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that when people convert the Walmart stuff.
I really enjoyed that, but I thought the guy on the episode before us did a better job, even though he was LOR. Like he used the mesh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, we should do that to it.
The hot glue or something to keep the the minis all in the right place, right? So that's the same one.
I think he actually used pixels in it.
Okay.
He put it. I think he put the mesh inside. Like I think he cut the fabric, put the mesh inside with the pixels, and then he must have sewed it back up.
Okay.
The light, it was lit internally with pixels in a grid.
I don't know how he does that because
it looked really
it's hard
good.
to even zip tie around it. It was a pain.
Yeah, I liked how they focused on the zip tie work you guys did with the Joy. It's like the things they did focus on.
Although I gotta say
that's what I was saying with Carter versus Tanya. Like Carter's like, oh, 2 zip ties?
Yeah.
So the scene before that, as we're walking up to the Joy sign, the Matrix is sitting there on the wall, and he's like, that's a pretty big matrix. So how big is that thing? And I'm like, I don't really know.
That was a great moment.
I was like, please don't air that. Please don't air that.
Luckily, yeah, it looked like that part got cut. I mean, there was a lot more technical things that were shown, and then
I was like, I can tell you how many panels are in it, but I can't tell you how wide and tall it is.
Yeah, because it's metric.
big.
David could have told you.
Something millimeters by something.
Right,
Oh,
yeah. A quick math, millimeters. All right, let's see.
40 by 80.
5 by.
I have no idea.
You divide it by 7 square root.
It's like a picture.
They're 6
It's a 5 by 7.
They're 6 by
An
10.
8 by 12.
6 by 10 panels.
So I do have one announcement to make, JR. The Mirandas have agreed to come visit us for the West Coast Christmas experience, and they are going to.
Do they know this? They look surprised to this announcement.
They're gonna be part of our newly Pixel game, so they're gonna come up on stage and be part of that. They said they were gonna do
What are
that.
you
So,
talking
Really?
about?
yeah. So April
And when did we say this?
April 25th and 26th, I think, is the
How
date.
many classes have I had? I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, no, this is happening. So
So they're going to be the host of that game now?
no, they're gonna be contestants.
But
You're
they're
still
not new.
you're gonna still be doing the wardrobe changes, JR. Don't worry.
You wear your plaid suit.
The plaid suit's a secret, bro.
Oh,
David. Secret.
Sorry.
I've only posted a picture in it, but
Yeah, exactly. It's a
So guys, what?
When is this thing? What is this going on?
What's that?
Okay, when is this? April?
It's end of April, but yeah, you guys are coming, so don't worry about it.
Before your
Uh,
birthday.
Oh, it's my birthday trip. What?
Yep, Disneyland trip. So going on the light fight, what was the biggest surprise for you guys? Like, what did you have expectations that were, not met or exceeded?
But I was a little surprised at how, being reality TV, how
I was going to say that. How much acting?
Yeah,
there
how
is.
staged it really was.
I didn't.
how many times you had to repeat
acting
something?
so- Yes, and like have your kids run around the room and then call them over like you're going to have a family discussion about what you're doing with your lights. I'm like, yeah, like we do that. Okay. Run around. That's why they're like all crazy and like.
Yeah,
come
that whole
over.
thing. When I first saw the promo video air, I was like, oh man, everyone's going to think our kids are like wild.
yeah, the focus on that too.
I was completely staged.
I mean, they had us doing some really silly stuff. They're like, okay, we're going to film you. You're the techie family. So all your kids, take your kids and have them go outside with their iPads and go on the swing set and hang upside down with your iPad. And like, they had us so many silly things. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was probably more fun than I expected it to be.
Definitely.
Like I did.
And I think, I think everybody says that like you really do become like family with the crew, the producer, everybody. I mean, it really did feel like that.
Oh yeah, I was sad when they left. Actually, I was like, oh.
Everyone says that.
Who was your producer?
Anne.
I think that was
She was awesome.
Anthony Bigda's producer.
She was really nice.
The last name, but she was fantastic.
But I was
Oh, her-
surprised too.
And
So
Hill.
I didn't realize, and she told us that before she left, they take a lot of notes. Like we'd see her after they shot, and she would take notes about what they just shot. And she said, "This is for the editors because we have no say over like how they make portray you on TV. Like that is completely up to the editors and different producers that never met you." So she would put notes in like, again, like along the lines of this is the techie family or whatever, and to try and kind of steer them to edit it that way. But I don't think, I think the actual editors decided to go in a different direction on a lot of the stuff. So I was a little surprised that, because it was really her vision, she was the one that labeled us the tech family and tried to push it in that direction. And yeah, the show did talk about that a little bit, but they cut out so much of it and like the kids that are running around like crazy like that. I mean, that, I don't know. I just thought that I would have hoped that the producer that was here with us and met us and saw the light show had more say into how it actually ended up looking.
Yeah.
So that was a little surprising.
Because when we got when they were trying to recruit us to do the show, the big thing they kept saying is like, we've never had a woman who's sequenced. Like, this has never happened. Like, you have to do this. Like, you got to be on the show. And then, like, so there was a lot of interviews about like, so you're the first woman. What makes yours better than all the men? I'm like, I really don't think I want to go there. Like, I don't think I'm like better than all the men. I'm like, there's some good sequencers and some bad sequencers that are men and women. And
They wanted you to start some drama for some reason.
I know. And then Carter did it too. Like, there was an interview with Carter, and he's like, so I don't think we've never had a woman who's done this before. Like, but they cut all that out. I guess they didn't want to get. I don't know.
They didn't want to go that way.
Yeah, every time they brought it up, I'd be like, well, I don't want to do that. Like,
it's okay. They had me like yell at Keith and David.
Yeah.
Oh no.
to like hurry up and get something done so it could work.
It needs to work.
Like, what's funny is it's absolutely going to be cut because we couldn't get it to work and we had to pull the element out.
Oh no.
A week earlier.
Yeah, exactly. The guy that invented the whole mechanism.
To be clear, I didn't go to the Mirandas and help. I went to the Mirandas and
filmed the drone, which you didn't even do, JR.
Yeah, he wanted to see our setup, and there's no.
But I felt terrible because I knew he'd come a long way, and then driving from Lee's place in Wichita is like 3 hours or something, and it was snowing. And then they get here, and I'm like, I got nothing to show you.
We've never had so many problems with those matrices.
I can show you a broken matrix.
No, that was just fun to come say hi.
Yeah, we had a good time.
We'll have plenty of more time to hang out when you guys come down to the Christmas experience in April.
We still need to book tickets. We're definitely thinking about Vegas because Vegas.
Yeah. You can do both. That's cool.
Yeah, we haven't been to Vegas since we moved to California.
Yeah, I'll be in Vegas.
All right.
St. Louis.
Oh yeah,
it's like the Christmas experience.
I think I'll go to St. Louis too.
It's a 4.5 hour drive to me for Vegas, so I'll be there too.
You're gonna drive?
That's easy.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah, it's like they used to call that like Southern California's backyard. I mean, because it is. It's a 4.5 hour drive. It's no big deal.
Yeah, and I drove like 6 hours to go see the Mirandas, and they didn't even have any lights up. Like, go to Las Vegas and see.
Yeah, there were lights on.
Yeah, it's just. You go to Vegas, you're definitely going to see lights.
There'll be lights.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for putting up with us. And
no, this was fun.
Our pleasure.
I'm glad you think it's fun.
You guys definitely put on an amazing show, and I can't believe that you didn't win because you had me fooled. I totally thought
When you guys posted Carter was there last week, I was like, oh, they definitely won.
Oh, did they show the video? Did you show the video?
Oh yeah, can we show you the video?
Oh, show the video. Yes,
okay, so,
of Carter at their house.
This is because we had no idea he was going to be there. So we were backstory. We had finally gotten a call from ABC, so our local channel, to come out and to do an interview with the family. So we had just done that, and they were going to do some B-roll and some footage of the talent in front of our house talking, whatever, her live footage. And so I decided to take a video of them kind of working, doing their shots of our house and stuff. And so I'm videoing, and then this is what I did. If you want to play it.
All right, so hang on.
It's not embarrassing at all.
All right, so you can see the film crew in the front, and then if you look kind of
the talent
down the sidewalk, there's a little kid playing by the arches, and then her mom. All right, and then we'll go here.
That's a woman dancing. Because I always freak out when people start going through the display.
Yeah.
She's taking out down the candy cane lane.
So cameraman goes over to film her.
I'm so glad I didn't say something.
I look over to see, I'm like, where are the parents?
Oh, you just think some kid's going crazy in your yard?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
But it was Carter's kid.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great video. I'm so excited. I was videoing them, and I didn't. Oh, it's so good to see you. This is when he hugs the crazy woman.
Oh, come on.
Your daughter is just an absolute doll.
That is
so good.
Little voice.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That's great.
That's really, really neat. Yeah, so you guys have the first time the host has gone back to a light show.
Is that the first time?
That's what he said.
He did. He posted it on Instagram, and he actually like put text over the.
It was
wow.
It was on
First
Facebook.
time.
It was a story on Facebook and Instagram.
And then he told us it was his daughter's first light show. So we had the honor of being first light show for her.
You guys should be proud. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, that says a lot. Yeah, that's awesome.
Definitely.
And he didn't win. I don't get it.
This was,
Well, light shows and the Christmas light fight, I guess. I don't know. Take note.
I don't know. I mean,
We need some livestock.
yeah, livestock and.
Oh yeah, camels. That was always.
That's what I said. Camels,
You
you
should
know,
dress the
staple some
kids.
lights to the camels.
Yeah. You're really gonna win. PETA is gonna give you that prize.
Was it coming to me?
Jordan, you're the guy.
Stapling camp.
Well, we've been requested to let people know that you need to go to the casting website if you would like to be on the Great Christmas Light Fight. And we'll put the link in the description.
Okay.
And
It
take
is
video of your display now while it's up.
With
so
the
you
drone.
can get video.
With a drone.
With a drone.
Well, they like the drum.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be fancy edited. Just submit videos. They'll edit it. I've learned that. I made a fancy edited video and they were like, oh, we don't need that. Can you send us the raw footage? Thanks.
Too much work.
Hours I spent editing a video. So yes, they actually watch our show and they ask that we let people know that you guys should be recording if you would like to be on the show and submit it on the website. And we'll put the link in the description.
And 3 out of the 4 people here have been on the show, and 3 out of 4 of these people would tell you that none of us thought we were going to get on the show, and
True.
we did. So when you think that you're not, or that you don't have a chance, think again, because you can.
Yes. Everybody has a chance.
Oh, for sure.
In that this season and all the episodes. Every single person has a chance to be on there. And to be David, everybody on here right here has been filmed by the Great Christmas Light.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. When
It is a lot of fun. Good memories. I mean, I'm glad we did it. It was fun.
It was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a good experience.
It was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
And if you do get on the show, David will fly out.
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing tours.
And
So
do
David,
some
what's your next tour?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch out. People are going to look where your next flight is and they're going to try to estimate who you're going to. Guesstimate.
All right. Thank you again for joining us tonight. It was a lot of
Thank
fun.
you for having
Thanks for
us.
having
It
us.
was fun.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel because, we got 130 people. Actually, our last episode about this, that after the fight show, we had 1,200 freaking viewers. So that was pretty good for our little podcast YouTube channel. So
There you go.
that's awesome. So thank you again and see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Bye.